rescue. And Blackstone had not denied it. To appease the Spanish king, Blackstone was banished from the court and imprisoned. Common men do not threaten royalty and escape punishment. That had put him beyond the city, confined in a castle, separated from his men and guarded day and night. The high steward replayed in his mind's eye the confrontation between prince, king, and master of war. He exhaled the tension held in his chest, his breath cold on the air. His knees ached from the pain of spending so much time on them. The cathedral's flickering candles cast him into a half-world of darkness and light. Shadows lifted the priest's monotonous incantations into a mere whisper high in the vaulted roof, arching over his bowed head. His tightly clasped hands turned his knuckles white as his mind berated him. Was he afraid of Blackstone? Or the Lord Jesus? Surely it was the latter. He feared the Almighty's condemnation, not any physical threat from the Englishman. He was safe, he was protected. Blackstone would never dare harm him. The Prince of Wales had commanded it. Blackstone's name had not been uttered in months. He was as a ghost in the prince's court. The English king had decreed that the prince must return Pedro to his rightful place in Castile. An army was being prepared. The French must not be allowed to usurp a vital ally on Aquitanian's southern flank across the Pyrenees, and Pedro, despite his cruelty and violence, was that ally. There had been no mention of Thomas Blackstone when his master had discussed plans with the Prince of Wales. Doubt about waging war without the renowned knight was not even touched on. For all the high steward knew, Thomas Blackstone would never be favoured in the English prince's court again. As his tormented mind raced through the purgatory of doubt, a small miracle enveloped him. A God-given moment of warmth seeped into his aching bones. The cathedral's deathly cold chill had stiffened his aging muscles, but now he felt the comfort of spiritual forgiveness embrace him. A tear trickled down his cheek in gratitude. The Lord had accepted his penance. He gathered his cloak around him. It would not be long before they recrossed the Pyrenees and returned home. All would soon be well. The high steward scurried along the cloisters, leading to the cobbled passage that would return him to the servants' entrance to the palace. His survival instinct these past months made him avoid the main public thoroughfares, seeking different ways to reach the cathedral's side door. A single lantern burned in the distance. He hugged the darkness, focusing on the lamp's glow. A beacon guiding him back to a warm bed for the scant few hours before dawn, when his master would be roused for morning prayers. Then he faltered, and turned to face the darkness behind him. He had heard someone moving in the distance. He waited, breath held tightly. Shadows moved beyond the cloisters. His tension eased. It was only a handful of worshippers leaving the cathedral's main entrance, silent except for shoe-leather scuffing cobbles. He did not berate himself for his caution, better to be wary. A servant holding the lantern was waiting for him. The high steward struck out across the courtyard as the hooded man raised the oil lamp above his shoulder, showing the king's steward the way.
"All is well?"
the high steward called.
"Aye, my lord. The night watch has passed by. There is no one else abroad at this hour, only the righteous."
The high steward nodded and gestured the man to lead the way. He followed in his wake. They turned a corner. A sliver of light entered the passageway from a high window, a narrow slit in the rough-hewn walls. A servant lighting a lamp, no doubt after having slept in a stairwell or wherever a humble resting place could be found. The high steward's gaze returned to the lamp carrier, who had stopped half a dozen paces.